Immigration is about storytelling. My friend, at least 50% of the time, immigration is about storytelling. And why is it that your story is so important so that they can give you a waiver, for example, if you're applying for a waiver? Why is it that your situation is so extreme? And why is that your situation is creating hardship? For example, in cancellation of removal cases, if you're claiming that because you are divorced and this is going to create extreme hardship to your U.S. citizen children, my friend, we live in America, right? And if you look at the statistics, my friend, we have families of divorcee parents, okay? A lot of children live with divorced parents. So it's not uncommon. So it's pretty much a common thing, at least with the statistics. So if you're trying to prove extreme and unusual hardship, you have to come up with something that is not common, okay? So that's why we're saying that immigration, it's mostly about storytelling. And in this video, we are going to really tell you or talk to you about some of those cases, at least 3 cases, where we actually presented the facts to the best light possible, and we're able to win cases, okay? Bijoux Ngwanda here, immigration lawyer in the DC metropolitan area. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. If you're not new, welcome back. Thank you for subscribing. And please do not forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. If you enjoy the content, you go ahead and share, like, and don't forget to comment below. Also follow me on all platforms. We have TikTok, Instagram, Facebook page, Facebook group. And let's get right into the topic. First story, it's about asylum. This is where we were able to really show to the judge that regardless of negative factors, our client asylum was warranted under his circumstances. So we had this person who was referred to immigration court in the Second Circuit. We love the Second Circuit. That's all the way to Buffalo, New York. So in 2022, last year in January, I flew there because I had to defend one of my clients in his asylum case. And the biggest thing was that the case had a lot of contradictions, okay? Weakness in the case. So we had to turn those weakness into something to leverage on, okay? Well, and we had to create a lot of sympathy, okay? So that asylum will be warranted under his circumstances. So the guy was a man who was involved in politics. So basically, because of his political opinion, he was persecuted. As a matter of fact, he was arrested, beaten, and all that, you know, about persecution. And he came to the U.S., really rushing his way to the U.S. and asked for asylum. Within a good deadline, right? Within 1 year, he asked for asylum. But unfortunately for him, a lot of contradictions, and the case was referred to court. So we had 3 things to work on. First, the person lost his wife in the middle of this asylum application. You know how asylum takes forever to get to court or to get to your individual hearing, especially back in the day. Oh my gosh, it was taking like forever, right? And the guy was in removal since 2000, I believe 15 or 14. But anyway, he had a previous lawyer and he just didn't agree with the way his case was going. And he met us on YouTube, of course. Say hi to my friends here on YouTube. And then he contacted us and we talked about his case. Then we had to remove prior counsel and I took over the case. So in the middle of the case with a lot of contradictions. What am I supposed to do? I look at the weakness of the cases. I find it right on. 3 weaknesses. Sorry, I'm a French speaker, okay? 3 weaknesses. The first one is that he had a passport with a lot of visas without him actually leaving the country. But in his passport, it says that he left the country and went to other neighboring countries, and it shows the stamp for those countries, like somebody was going back and forth. But on his interview with USCIS, he stated that he never left the country. But how come do you have a passport with a lot of visas that show that you left and you came back? It just don't make sense, even to me, right? But look at me, I'm the one who has to defend the thing. So that was really one of the weaknesses. And then he had another weakness was the fact that he, at the embassy, at the consulate, he said that he has traveled outside of his country. But here at the USCIS, he said that he never traveled. You see how confusing that is, right? Contradiction while the case was referred to the judge. We went there, it was so cold that day, and we had to do it over the phone, actually, when it was online because of COVID and something around those lines. So, and then I had to explain those contradictions. So we had to tell the judge that, listen, this is what's going on. At the embassy, the client couldn't tell the truth because he was fleeing the country. So he had to say everything that the consulate has to hear so that he can get the visa. Okay, and when he came to the US, we believe that he felt safe in the US. That's why, at least at the USCIS, he told the truth. He never he never traveled outside of his country. However, he has this passport with a lot of visa because somebody tried to put those visa so that he can show at the embassy that he's someone who can go and come back, so he can have the possibility to get a visa easily. You know how people try to gain credibility at the consulate. Some people will say they're married, some people will say they have businesses, just to get some type of credibility so that they can get the US visa. We know that it's lying, right? But in the asylum context, how do you fight that? So we find a way to fight it in telling the judge that while the person lied at the US embassy, of course, because he was fleeing the country, he had feared persecution, he had to lie his way in the US. And once he was at the USCIS, he felt safe. That's why he told the truth. So have you ever lied to the US official? Yes, I lied for the purpose of getting the visa to the USA. However, my lie was justified because I was in fear, of persecution. That's why I had to lie. And we had to cite a lot of case law. Unfortunately for me, I did not have case law for the Second Circuit, but I had case law for the Ninth Circuit. So I had to convince the judge to go with those case law in the Ninth Circuit, where it says that lying for the purpose of fleeing is warranted in asylum cases. Okay? They lie because they were trying to save themselves. They lie because they are trying to save themselves. They use false documents because they were trying to save themselves because they were so persecuted they had to find a way out of the country. Okay? And our argument was so convincing because of the fact that, well, at least here he told the truth because he felt safe to tell the truth. But back home, he couldn't tell the truth because he was under the fear of persecution because he has been persecuted before. He wanted just to leave. Another element was the fact that his wife died in the middle of all those filings, all those removal proceedings. My friend, So we had to create sympathy because he lost his wife. Okay, and we had to prove it too with that certificate, and the fact that because of all that he had to talk to a mental specialist because he was going through a lot. He had to go to court, and then in the middle of that his wife passed away, and he had to go to a mental specialist for his mental health, and he wanted, even at some point, he wanted to commit suicide. So all that contributed to his asylum application, and the judge had no option but to grant asylum, not because the wife died, but because of the totality of circumstances. Okay, and we're able to meet the burden of proof. And DHS has nothing else to say in that case, really. To be honest with you, we were so on point. I've never felt so confident on that case like that before, because I was able to just convince the judge just like that, just like this. My friend, that's how good we are. Okay, so again, it's about storytelling, how you present your facts. Now let's go back to the story of cancellation of removal. If you're claiming, remember, in cancellation of removal, the standard is very high. We're talking about extreme and unusual. Okay, so we have to find facts that are so unusual and try to convince, so that cancellation of removal has to be warranted in that area as well. So this is a person who is claiming that his divorce is creating extreme hardship to his children. I was like, my friend, divorce in itself is not going to create extreme hardship, because look, we live in America where if you look at the statistics, my friend, you will see that a lot of children here have divorcee parents. Okay, so, and they're able to go to school, they're able to eat. Well, it's not unusual. It's hardship, but it's not unusual. So we have to find something on top of it. So what is going on with you? Let's start with child support. Does this other parent pay for child support? That's when we came with something just like that. Well, the other parent was ordered child support, but unfortunately, he paid for the first year, and then the second year, he's not paying because he claimed extreme hardship. So both parents had to go back to court, family court, to get the child support suspended because of extreme hardship. And then we have our client who works. Now the client is the only one supporting the children. If the client is removed, what's going to happen to the U.S. citizen children? Boom, just like that, we got our unusual hardship. Okay, extreme and unusual. Then we met the standard. That's cancellation of removal. How about EB3 or EB2? Let's go with EB2. Self-employment. National interest waiver based on self-employment entrepreneurship. This is where this person, I know I've talked about it before, but this person really had, remember, let's go back, between EB2 and EB1, we have a problem of standard. EB1, the standard is very high because in EB1, you have to show achievement, okay? But in EB2, you have to show that you can achieve. You've done some type of achievement before, but if this and this and this is given to you, you will achieve more. So pretty much a little bit lower standard than EB1. So then we have to prove that this person was in the business of property management, really buying houses, and not just buying houses. They have to remodel those houses and then rent them to low-income family. You see, that's how good that is. Not just they have to remodel them, but they have to rent them out to low-income family. And remember, with national interest waiver, you have to show how are you helping government. I mean, if you're providing housing, you're really helping government, right? So, but the problem was because of a lot of things, COVID, and the business really was shutting down. And that's when we were when we were doing our filings, sorry. It's when the business was shutting down. So we had to convince USCIS that, look, this business here can survive. Of course, if you give us the green card, this business will survive. This is what we have done in the past. This is where we're heading, but this is why we're stuck. This is how we've helped government before. This is where we're stuck. And if you give us the green card, trust us that this business is going to keep going. Because now we'll have the money, because we're going to get the money. We're going to get funding, we're going to get this, and we're going to make it better. But if you just don't give us, then this business is going to shut down. And whatever we've done in the past for this government, really, we didn't benefit from it. That's how you tell your story. My friend, it's about storytelling. It's about the facts. It's about finding the most difficult facts, finding the most crucial fact in your story, finding something that will click, that will help us make our argument. We're not going to change the law. The law is the way the law is, but if the facts fit the law, then they have no option but to grant you your relief. My name is, again, Bijoux Ngwanda, immigration lawyer here in the DC metropolitan area. This was storytelling, my friend. Please share it. This is very long, but it is helping a lot of people. And we're here to solve problems, okay? We solve complex immigration problems. You can look at our reviews on Google, what people are saying about us, watch our videos. My friend, our live sessions. You can learn more. You can help your friends and family. And you can contact us for your case. Consultation link is in the description box below. Until next time, bye-bye.